Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.
Live from Channel 5 studio in Belize City, it's Open Your Eyes, Start Your Morning Right with your hosts, April Martinez and Desani Caetano.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm April Martinez.
And I am Isani Caetano. Good morning.
And good morning, Belize. Thank you so much for joining us. It is Monday. Good morning, Isani.
Good morning, my dear friend. We're off to a bleak start.
We are.
Yes,
it's
everything
always...
outside was grey this morning. But hey, that shouldn't dampen our spirits. We're in the Christmas season, right?
We are. But it wasn't raining. When I was on the road anyway, it wasn't raining, which was a very different situation for the past 2 days.
Yeah.
Because for the past 2 days, I've been on the road and it's rain non-stop. So we'll see what the folks say.
That grey usually means that the rain is not too far away, right?
I was hoping for a little bit of relief this week. But it has been raining, and it will probably, I think this is the second year in a row. I'm not sure, but I know it rained last year for Christmas.
I don't count it year on year. I just try to make the best of it.
Oh, say no, I can't do that. I have to do a comparison.
Optimism. You have to be positive about certain things.
So then that means that you finished the stuff in your house. It sounds like you finished.
I'm off to a strong late start.
Still?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm pleased with what I'm seeing, right? I'm doing the supervisory part, right? There is very little I can do by way of what these gentlemen do. They are the experts. I just make sure that everything line up and everything.
You have a deadline?
Liking. Let's just say, of late, I'm not very good at deadlines. I'll admit. I like to pass it off as, being the creative that I am.
Okay, but normally, because this is what you do yearly, right? You have this time, this is your season to do it.
Yes, but to be honest with you, April, there's been a number of setbacks that I really don't have much control over. And so one thing I've learned is to be able to accept the things that you can't. It's the serenity prayer.
Right.
In effect.
Right.
And so I just go with the flow. At the end of the day, everything will be done the way it should be. And at the end of the day, my family and my kids and everybody are going to enjoy the season. They're going to enjoy Christmas Day, and that's what matters most to me.
I was listening to you and Sabrina talk about your project that you're trying to get done. And I was looking at some of the comment section, and persons are telling us what they do normally during this time of the year. And some people do, like it's an entire reconstruction of everything. Yeah. Some persons just buy a new set of curtains.
In a sense, April, for me, it sort of symbolizes a kind of a rebirth going into a new year.
Okay.
Right?
I could see that.
And so the mentality is, okay, out with the old, ushering the new, right? And it's a good thing. I'm not a resolution type of person.
Okay.
But I believe in a certain kind of cleansing and a reset.
Right.
So ending off the year on a strong note, preparing for a new year is
I feel like a lot of people are doing that. I think that's the reason why people clean out and everything during this time of the year, and they get ready to usher in the new year and so forth. But a lot of people are doing other traditions and so forth as well. And I know you guys have been covering them on Culture Tuesdays and what have you. I've certainly been seeing my share of different traditions take place throughout the Christmas season. I know you and Sabrina were talking about certain traditions that you have at home. I don't know when you were growing up if Wanaragua was something that was a part of your Christmas.
Yes, the good old John Canoe.
Yes, and I know right now for us this week that's in the preparation into next weekend. A lot of folks out there doing deer dance presentations.
I'm not sure if I've been seeing it a lot in Belize City recently, like over the past several years or so. But I know that there was the house to house that used to take place, at least when I was a child growing up here in Belize City, where you would have groups of singers, drummers, dancers who would essentially serenade, in a manner of speaking, the houses that they know that they're, the people
welcomed,
they're familiar with and what have you. And I'll put this out there, right? Only because I love my dad so much, right? Man, I hated that man during Christmas time.
What?
You know why?
Why?
You know why? Let me tell you why. My mom knows that my brothers and I love black cake. Growing up as a child, right?
Okay.
So you had black cake, light cake, bread pudding, potato pong,
All
you
the
name
sweets.
it. And when these dancers came by, my dad gave it all away.
But that's the point, right? They come, they do their dance and everything, and then you have to provide it. It's like a Bram.
I know the man is charitable. I think that's where I get it from.
But
heck, man, you can't give away everything.
But
so
that's why you set aside. So we used to have our own for home, and then you have for those that came.
Well,
like we don't give away everything. Because you can't give away everything,
in my
right?
household, the ham was mixed with the hamadilli and everything
Lord.
given away.
Well, yeah, I can understand you just a little bit, but those are some of the traditions that I know we were brought up with, and I know that a lot of folks at home are getting ready for Wanarago. A lot of folks at home are getting ready for Bram, and they're happening throughout the entire country. So it's one of the things that I personally like to see during Christmas time, where we see all of these different cultural events take place.
I hope that I'll put this on my bucket list, right? I hope that one of these years I'm able to find time and probably head down to Gales Point.
Oh, you should.
Yes,
you
for
should.
their Brocktown Bram.
You should.
Be able to experience it in a different setting. I'm familiar with it. I've been around it before, but not at the heartland.
It's a different ball game in Gales Point. It's a different ball game in Gales Point. But, from certain traditions decided to another, let's jump into our What's Buzzing topic to talk about another Christmas tradition. Let's go into What's Buzzing. All right, and so as we were talking about Christmas traditions in and around Belize, there was a huge Christmas tradition that took place over the weekend that saw people coming from all over the country to kind of congregate here in Belize City. And of course, we're talking about the annual Christmas parade. And I didn't go to see it, but I was stuck in the traffic for it. So I can definitely tell you that it was quite an experience.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna see, right? In as much as Americans have come to look forward to the Macy's Thanksgiving parade, it's as much as we've come to look forward to the annual Christmas parade, right? And the fact that year on year it has grown bigger. The participation and the support of the business community is what makes it the annual
and it gets
tradition
bigger and
that
better
it has
every
become.
year. Yeah.
And on Saturday, I didn't get to see the parade. Well, I saw parts of it, let me put it that way. But you couldn't navigate Belize City properly.
Not at all, actually.
Without being blocked off at some point along the parade route or the streets that surround the road itself.
Yes.
And, I think when you look at the number of kids who are out there with their parents, my kids were out there and, face paint and toys came out and all kinds of stuff. Treats. It's something that we all look forward to. It gives us, how do I say, it sort of concretes that feeling of Christmas time now.
Yeah.
Perhaps in 2006 when it began, it was very, very nascent and young and green and what have you. Now, though, it has firmly taken root and it's something that we look forward to. Certainly, my kids look forward to it.
I participated in this parade one time, and it was a lot. It was long. There were definitely a lot of people that were there back then. I'll tell you how long ago that was, but back then. And I could definitely, from what I've been seeing on social media, it has expanded beyond what it used to be. And you have several businesses that utilize this parade as a means of marketing. But they also utilize this parade, I mean, for giving back to the community.
Yes.
And I think that's why you see a lot of schools participating, a lot of kids going out there, a lot of families look forward to getting something from these different floats and what have you. But what I will say though, that it seemed like there was a lot of tight security. It seemed that the route was proper. It was a different route this time, right? They ended up in Albert Street this year.
They usually do, as far as I can recall. They usually end off on Albert Street,
and there was
because
like
that's the heart of the
party.
downtown area, right? So to culminate there, you know, people could still do some shopping, you know, the lights and everything, plus the Christmas tree is at the Battlefield Park as well.
And
so,
what was also different this year, because alongside with this parade, I believe San Pedro also had a boat parade to kind of be in line with a floating parade, if you will. So they had their boat parade this around the same time as well, kind of coinciding with this Christmas parade spirit. And I think for like Orange Walk did their tree lighting. So there were so many different persons that kind of came together as a community to celebrate
the Prime Minister had an event in his constituency over the weekend. I also know that yesterday for Caribbean Shores, Area Representative Karim Musa had an event, a Christmas party for his constituents as well. And so this weekend, notwithstanding the bad weather, saw a lot of activities take place. And I, for one, was a bit concerned on Saturday evening when it was raining off and on. And I'm seeing these kids who are part of the marching bands and what have you getting ready to head out there. I'm like, man, I just hope the downpour doesn't affect.
It let up though.
And it held up.
Yeah.
It held up fairly well. The rains came afterwards.
Yes,
actually.
it did. And I was very surprised as well, because I was actually on the road coming to Belize City and it was raining. And then as soon as I hit like Hattieville or something like that, it was pure full moon, bright full moon out. Everything was perfectly fine. And I said, okay, that means that the parade will take on. But I was very happy to see so many different businesses out there. The kids were playing with like the Santa, the Grinch, Santa Claus. There were so many different mascots out there. It was big. It was very, very big. And I think that now we can 100% say we're feeling the Christmas spirit.
Yes, I just wanted to end it on a slightly, you know, bitter note.
Okay.
It's not on the part of the organizers. It's not on the part of the law enforcement who are out there to ensure that everything could have gone as smoothly as possible. But there was a stabbing incident following
the parade.
Somewhere in Belize City, in the vicinity of the parade road, right? And so certainly we will be having more details on that. But you know, when you have this crush of humanity, there's very little you can do. Try as you may to secure everyone's, you know, well-being or what have you. Something just slipped through the crack and things happen, right? And I saw the video of the incident. It's vicious, you know. I wouldn't wish that on anybody else. But it's to show that, you know, like I said, the Belize Police Department may have been out there in full force and they've done everything that they possibly can to secure the area and what have you, but you can't really have eyes everywhere, right?
It's unfortunate, because I think for the most part, for these types of events, we've been doing relatively well. I recall, you know, we didn't report any incident for Carnival. We didn't report any incidents for 19th. So I am disappointed that for this, you know, event we've had such a tragedy. But Isani, since you've ended on that note, I think it's only fair that we just jump straight into our Eye on the News for this Monday morning. Let's get right into it.
So on Saturday evening, word came that there had been a deadly attack on a family down in Monkey River Village, right? And aside from what transpired, which we will share shortly with our viewers, the shock of it is that we've never reported on crime and violence matters in Monkey River.
Yeah.
Or seldom has there ever been a report of crime and violence in Monkey River.
It's a small community.
It's a very, very small,
Yeah.
close-knit community. Such that if you know one or two people down there, they're all related to each other. That's how close the community is, right? And so we got word on Saturday evening that there had been an attack on a family, the Garbott family, down in Monkey River. And eventually we came to understand that it was an ambush that took place.
Yes.
So another family member attacked this family as they were heading home to Monkey River Village. And we have an interview that we'll share with our viewers shortly. It's just sort of to set the scene as to what took place there. So as far as we're understanding, there was a transaction over a boat that was to have been sold to an individual, or had been sold to an individual. And so naturally monies are involved and what have you. So my understanding is that the relative who is a suspect caught wind of this transaction over the sale of the boat.
Okay.
But from all accounts, and my colleague Brittany was down in Monkey River yesterday and she was able to gather more on it. From all accounts, the suspect is sort of like a menace to society.
Okay.
Right? Like a
He's
problem,
known.
yeah,
He's
like a
known.
nuisance person. At least that's a description that's being given,
Right.
you know, in wake of what has taken place. So this individual, there he is, Clifford
Molina.
aka Garbott, right? So this individual has been terrorizing allegedly these other residents in the community, and for a while, everybody just, you know, let him have his way. And the understanding is that this has escalated now to where you have a family essentially wiped out.
Yeah.
Right? So what I'll do at this point, however, I'll go to the interview that was conducted by Brittany down in Monkey River Village yesterday with the mother of the deceased. So she would be the grandmother of the children who are also injured in this incident. So we go now to Brittany's interview.
Well, the boy have the girl in lap on the face, alone blood. He say, he tell me, my daughter, he say, Auntie, he say, please help me. He say, Curtis, he say, shot me ma, me brother and me pa. From the time they tell me that he dey on the company road with gun, I don't got a feeling that my son will come after, because my son had a leap cheap money pana for go buy his skiff. Couple days ago, his wife come and leave gift shop. So the wife tell me, and she say, girl, he say, me see, he say, I get frightened. He say, I gone down there at my house, he say, and he said to me, he say, I come, he say, my husband, your husband tell me for make her come fix a door for you. He say, and then she tell her, he say, I don't know about no door. Then when, he say, when Emerita say, your wife say, when your husband come, he tell her, he say, hey, Curtis, me come here. He say, you say, make her come fix the door. He say, Elvis tell her, he not tell Curtis nothing. He said, Curtis don't do you nothing. My son never figure that this boy would have done anything, because they're not first cousin.
And, you know, some people are wondering how he got the weapon.
Well, I can't understand. I never did. I'm in the home. I can't understand. He broke in at the man's house and take out the gun with must be about 5 cartridges and gone about the business. Gone.
A neighbor's house?
Yes. So the neighbor, the man when he take the gun never did immediate independence. So one of my sister-in-law say when he passed with the gun, he have to wrap up in a towel or something. He said, I say, you're going to go hunting then? He said, tell her, yes, I'm going to go hunting. He said, then my sister asked, what kind of thing are you going to kill then? No, that would be the last of my son. He shoot my son, then he shoot the wife, and the dog dead by machete. And then the dog dead by the machete, and then the lead daughter get shot in the face and lose 2 fingers. I hear him screaming, and we start to bawl, and I say, oh no, come, I say, because he kill my daughter over there, they rob my daughter over there.
My question here is, what precipitates this act of savagery?
Right.
Like, how do you, in your mind, decide that you're going to eliminate an entire family or set out to eliminate an entire family?
Yeah.
I am at a loss. I mean, just listening to this woman and how she described this attack, you know?
It sounded...
Even the dog
That's what I'm trying to say.
butchered in this whole incident.
You can't... I mean, yes, from a glance, it looks like a robbery gone wrong, and he tried to take the monies and so forth. But I think the overkill with, you know, getting rid of the dog, ensuring that the children are gone, ensuring that the wife is gone, everything is gone. If you had a weapon and you wanted to just rob, wouldn't you just take the money and run, right? That is over.
There was a part of the interview that was done with this woman that we have not shared with our viewers just yet. We'll reserve it for the evening news, but I can preempt it a bit, right? To say that when they in Monkey River found out that Curtis was armed with this shotgun, they had tried to make an attempt, they had tried to inform the family that's coming into the village that this man is armed and he was essentially waylaying them.
Okay.
Right? But they could not get the word out fast enough. In essence, they were trying to say, well, look, let them stay where they were for the night because this man is out there with this shotgun. But that message was never delivered. And so, unbeknownst to them, they don't know that they're driving into a threat of this magnitude, right? An ambush. And, well, we know what happened thereafter.
I'm still, I guess maybe when you guys have the evening news, you'll fill in some of the blanks for me. But, you know, for all that this entire case is revealing, I'm still unclear of the motive for eliminating the entire family. It's just, it doesn't add up to me that you hear about this transaction, you hear about these funds coming, and your mind is to, you know, steal a weapon and rob a family and thus eliminating them and trying to get away with this money.
Well,
that is where I'm a little bit...
In a sense, it was inferred that there has been this animosity between Curtis and his first cousin. Perhaps this has been deep-seated for years or what have you, I don't know, but the mother in her description gives you that feeling or that idea that there had been some kind of bitterness there, right? But you're right, perfectly so. I still can't bring my mind or fathom how you would come to just, you know, taking out an entire family. I don't know. And
it's clear that the community didn't even think that this was possible either, because if he has been this menace to society for so long and nobody has reported or don't, you know, have taken it as seriously as they probably should have. And again, nobody is blaming anybody, but it's clear that this was somebody that had a problem, and whatever issue that occurred, this is the result. And all I can say is condolences to the family. There is one of the children that survived. I believe the daughter is at Southern Regional Hospital right now, and I hope that she makes a full recovery, but this is going to be a lot of trauma to recover from.
Well, and the entire community of Monkey River is shaken up. It's in a state of shock, considering, like I said, it's a very, very small community.
Yes.
It's the northernmost community in Toledo District, as far as I'm able to understand.
We normally report Monkey River for the climate change issues.
Erosion and
yes,
all of these
this
other
is
things,
so
right?
far from what we understand Monkey River to be. So,
all right, so I'll leave that there. Certainly we'll have more information on this developing story over the course of the day. I want to kind of go back to what we began our discussion with in the What's Buzzing with the weekend activities and what have you. So, on Friday, the Briseno administration formalized the GST-free shopping days for this Christmas, right? By way of a statutory instrument that came into force. The effect of it, quite straightforward. Everywhere you turned on Saturday and Sunday, people are out, at least here in Belize City. I
having
can't
them
speak for Corozal, Dangriga, and Punta Gorda and out west,
Zoo.
but Belize City, gosh.
I believe it. The lines were insane.
Yeah. And, you know, as with every good thing, there has to be some kind of chaos or controversy. And so, regrettably, some grocers were being accused. And I say accused even, I'm saying it as such, but the receipts spoke a different language. So, they were being implicated or called out for backdating their receipts.
Yeah.
I still can't understand how and why. No, I'll give me 1 second here, April. I'll say this, right? Going into this arrangement, you did have concerns from some members of the business community.
Yes.
So I don't know if they were asked, hey, how do you feel about this thing? We have an idea. We want to waive off GST for 2 consecutive weekends. How do you as a business community feel about this? And so it prompted a meeting of the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry with the GST personnel, and they had this discussion to sort of clear up whatever concerns would have arisen. Okay, great. But some people may not have cared about all of that and decided, well, look, you know what? This will be the receipt. This is how we're going to circumvent this whole thing. We'll just backdate the receipts and what have you. And someone caught it quick enough that the GST department was forced to come forward and say, look, it's 12.5% free on all transactions, no matter the credit card, debit card, whatever. It's 12.5. It's 12.5, right? And so I'm glad that they were able to respond to that in short order because some people would have gotten away with it.
So, Belmopan was also a zoo, and it was quite chaotic out there. And I forgot my receipts. I wanted to bring them to show because I did go. Right?
Yeah.
I did go, and not because of the GST thing, but this is something that I do for this time of the year. I need to get my items to do my stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And I will say that not all stores gave the 12.5%. Some stores tried to sneak certain items. Some of them didn't waiver it at all. Some stores, I think I had a receipt that had 11.2 or something like that. You know, because I was trying to really understand. They came on the show the Monday to make this announcement, right? And we asked their questions. We were like, is it a per line item? Is it the overall receipt? What are we getting? And of course, some restrictions apply, right?
Yeah. They gave a laundry list of things that wouldn't qualify for the 12.5%.
And that was okay. So we had some stores that, all right, if you are buying alcohol, go to that line. If you are not
buying...
If you go
to the gun shop to buy bullets and a new firearm, you won't get that 12.5,
right.
and so on and so forth.
And there were certain stores that I do have to say I was very, very grateful for that showed me every single item and what I bought and how much I really... Some stores, though, some receipts, I couldn't understand anything.
What is the calculation?
What
was
is
the
happening?
being
no
applied?
clue.
Yeah.
And that is how they get you, right? And there were also some stores that were saying, if you pay with a card, you're not getting this GST thing.
Because the argument at that point is that they would still have to pay the bank 3% for the transaction. Yes.
Right.
So I think the idea of this kind of a tax relief was well intentioned.
I understand, yeah.
I think they need to kind of tighten the nuts and bolts, if not within the next few days, because another one is coming up this weekend. At least for next year, and I say I hope next year, because I'm hoping to myself that this is not just a political one-off because an election is coming, right? It would be good to have this very same relief every year as part of the whole Christmas cheer to the people of Belize. So that it's not only the constituents here and there who are feeling the love.
And it's not a unique idea either, because you do have some countries that do it for the entire month. I was talking to my sister about it, and she's like, yeah, we're doing the same thing here. And it's ending all the way till January, and I was like, we only get 2 weekends.
I saw something from Canada.
Yes.
Where Justin Trudeau gave his people the same break.
Yeah, right? So like I said, it's not a unique idea. And I think it's a great idea. And this is something to ponder about. How long do they have to give notice to businesses? Because I will also say that for what it's worth, the tax service personnel were out there in Belmopan anyway, ensuring and checking certain stores to make sure that they're actually like following through on the procedure.
Yeah.
I would say some stores were absolutely not following that procedure.
And some were to the dollar in terms of how they break down the calculations.
Yes.
And I appreciate
So you
that.
know, you have to give credit where credit is due. I do think it's an excellent idea. Did I save a lot? Probably not, because items are still very much expensive. Whether you take away tax
Well, I don't
or
know
not,
about you.
items are expensive. But I
I
did
saved
say
significantly.
I did say I had a budget.
I got 12 and a half waived off, plus 25% on some other items
You
that were
got
already on
that
sale. Hey, I'll leave that there though.
But,
All right,
yes.
so we'll end our Eye on the News by simply reminding our viewers that, you know, certainly these stories and more you will be able to catch live on 5 at 6 p.m. in our evening newscast. If you're unable to do so, then you can always catch us on Facebook or YouTube. But that does it for this morning's Eye on the News.
And moving into our jingle tales for our Monday morning jolt of Christmas holiday cheer.
Hi, I'm Christy, and today I'm here to read The Fish in the Bathtub by Eon Colfer. Lucia's grandpa Felix has seen off the German army and the communists, and now he's looking forward to a long and peaceful retirement. He plans to begin with a tasty Christmas Eve dinner of carp. But when the carp arrives alive and takes up residence in the bathtub and Lucia's heart, has Grandpa Felix finally met his match? Chapter 1, Grandpa's Stories. Warsaw is an old city, but lots of the houses are new. The German army flattened it on their way home from Poland in 1945 at the end of the war. Grandpa Felix told Lucia this many times each week. Every time Grandpa told the story, Lucia saw a picture in her head of a big black boot stepping out of the sky and crushing the towers and bridges of the city. Sometimes this picture made Lucia giggle. It was funny, like a cartoon. Grandpa Felix did not like it when Lucia laughed at his story. Lucia didn't know why he got upset. It wasn't as if his stories were true. Warsaw is a city of people, Grandpa said. We have been here longer than the buildings. Lucia lived in a flat on Targowa Street with Grandpa Felix and Mama Agata. There were many other families in the building, and in these families there were at least 12 other girls like Lucia. Lucia could only count to 12. She had never gotten past 12. In fact, 12 was her record. By the time she got that far, she was already bored. Lucia got bored quickly, and this was why she was no good at standing in line. For the first 10 seconds, she was fine. But then, questions would burst out of her like air from a popped balloon. Why is that woman so round? She asked. Or, that man's nose is red, Mama. Why is his nose so red? The most embarrassing question of all was about Miss Jacinka. They were in the line for sausages. Have the shops run out of tissues, Mama? Lucia asked, because that woman just wiped her nose on her sleeve, then her sleeve on that boy's head. Lucia's mother took Lucia's hand and they walked away from where they had stood in line. They gave up on sausages. Instead, they ate vegetables for a few days. You are like an American, Lucia, Grandpa Felix shouted. Everything has to be now with you. This is not New York City. Here, we stand in line. We must learn this in Warsaw. Your button is loose, said Lucia. She was always good at seeing things, and she always pointed out what she saw. And anyway, Lucia told Grandpa Felix, even when you stood in line last Christmas, there was no cart. I remember that. It was true. Last year, Grandpa Felix had done the job of waiting in line for the fish for Christmas Eve dinner. He put newspapers in his shoes and stood in line for 6 hours outside the fish shop. But he came home with nothing. That only happened once, you rude child, Grandpa Felix told Lucia. It will not happen again. Neither Germans nor communists will keep me from a fish steak this Christmas Eve. What does a German look like? Lucia asked. Like a communist, Grandpa Felix said crossly, but with better boots. There were ways to get things without standing in line. Old ways. Barter. People had things and they would swap them. That was breaking the law. But the people who made the laws in Warsaw were a long way away in Moscow. Even the soldiers pretended not to see the old woman who walked around the streets of Warsaw with big baskets that looked as if they were full of rags. One of these old ladies came to Lucia's flat on St. Nicholas's Day, 2 weeks before Christmas. She plunked her basket on the table and pulled back the rags. Inside the basket were plastic bags, and in the bags there were lots of different sorts of meat. Grandpa Felix was listening to ABBA on his tape player, acting as if today was nothing special. Dzień dobry, Felix, the old lady said. What can I do for you today? A nice bit of beef? Fish is what I want, Grandpa Felix said. Carp, in fact. The meat lady pulled up a chair. This was serious business. Mamma mia, she sighed as she helped herself to a glass of water. Here I go again. Carp, Felix? That will cost you. The fish that came that evening in a bucket. Grandpa Felix was surprised. What's the bucket for? He asked. I asked for carp, not a bucket. The bucket costs extra, the meat lady said. The water is free. A gift for St. Nicholas's Day. Grandpa Felix scowled. Carp steaks come in paper, packed in ice, he said. Ice? I don't carry ice, the meat lady said. I'm a meat lady, not a fish lady. I don't gut fish or cut them into steaks. And this way, you know it's fresh. You want it or not? Grandpa Felix handed her a small pile of coins. I want it, he said. This Christmas Eve, we will eat carp before church. No German or communist is going to tell me that I can't eat the fish from Polish rivers. First, they took my house. Then they blew it up. Then they built us this ugly block of concrete. But I will have my carp. You have to make a stand. The meat lady rubbed Lucia's head to show she was sorry Lucia had a crazy grandfather. Whatever you say, Felix, she said. You and the fish can make a stand together. Now, I need my bucket, if you don't mind. That's really interesting. I don't know how much we know about World War II, but it was interesting to see that Lucia's hearing these stories and doesn't believe them, and to hear what was happening post-war for Grandpa Felix and how strongly he felt about his carp. I can't wait to continue this book next time.
All right, we move on into our weather update to see what the folks from the National Meteorological Service have to say.
Good morning, Belize. Generally fair weather conditions prevail. The 24-hour forecast: sunny skies with a few cloudy spells today and cloudy at times tonight. Shower activity will be generally isolated, with a few more mainly over some coastal areas late tonight. The maximum temperatures for today will reach 82 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 83 inland and 70 up in the hills. The low temperatures for tonight will be around 72 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 66 inland and 63 up in the hills. The winds will be from the north-northwest at 5 to 15 knots, and the sea conditions will be light chop to choppy. A high tide will occur this morning at 11:21, a low tide this evening at 4:02, another high tide tonight at 10:20, and another low tide early tomorrow morning at 5:57. The sun will rise this morning at 6:16 and will set this evening at 5:21. The moon will set this morning at 7:36 and will rise this evening at 6:48. The outlook for Tuesday and Tuesday night: skies will be cloudy at times. A few showers or periods of light rain will affect mainly coastal areas at first, then shore activity will be scattered around the country Tuesday afternoon. Tuesday night, the showers will decrease on the mainland and be mostly along the coast late. For more details on our forecast, please visit our website at nms.gov.bz. With that, we end this morning's forecast from the Belize National Met Service.
All right, so it looks like we are going to experience continuous showers for the week. But wherever you are, try to stay as optimistic as you possibly can. It is Christmas after all. But moving into our show lineup for you this morning, and speaking of all things Christmas, in our first conversation, we're going to have a conversation with internist Dr. Jorge Hidalgo. He's going to be in studio to give us some advice on how to navigate the holiday meals while avoiding the common pitfalls of excessive calories and sugars. Now, I'll be very interested to hear him give me tips about that, because I don't know how I'm going to not eat my ham this Christmas season.
I hear you. Since we're in the season for sharing and giving, our second conversation this morning is with the Kerwick Samuels Foundation, and they will share their heartwarming community event aimed at collecting toys for children in need during the holiday season.
And in our third and final segment, we're going to be having Cojac's Rum Popo. And, you know, I'm trying to see how I balance that conversation with Dr. Hidalgo and then ending off on, you know, perhaps purchasing a Cojac scrumptious Rum Popo. So we're going to see how we balance off our segments this morning. But we do got to take a quick break. And when we come back, it's all about a doctor's guide to enjoying the season. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
My name is Nayeli Yakab. I'm the coordinator of the Benga House of Culture Niche. Before the Belize Bank online service, I had to travel to San Ignacio because we don't have a Belize Bank branch in our community. Now with the service, I can conduct my transactions at the office, at the comfort of my home, just anywhere in the world. It has made my life much easier. I would recommend the Belize Bank digital services to everyone and anyone. It gives you back your time, it's highly reliable, it's available 24/7, and it just makes your life easier.
Christmas time, Channel 5 bringing joy to Belize. From the news as to the great outdoors, we've been working to give you more. From morning and moments true. We share beliefs in life with you. So raise your voices, Christmas cheer. We've got big plans for the coming year. Together we thrive, here's to Channel 5. Let's keep the magic of hope alive. We've got goals that shine so bright, like a Christmas star on a silent night. More content, stories, and tech upgrades. Oh, Channel 5, we're here to stay.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected.
We're connected.
Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added on for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime Bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, get the Binge Watchers bundle with Netflix add-on for only $28.13 more. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
In this season of joy, celebration, and spreading love, let us make sure that we keep the spirit alive by making responsible choices. Plan ahead and designate a sober driver before the celebrations.
Here are some tips to ensure a safe and joyful holiday season.
If you've been drinking, don't drive. Encourage friends and family to make responsible choices. Look out for each other. Report suspected drunk drivers to your nearest law enforcement immediately.
This holiday season, let's make memories that last a lifetime. Let's ensure that everyone arrives home safely.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
And welcome back. As we mentioned prior to our first commercial break, Dr. Jorge Hidalgo is in the house this morning to talk to us about what we should be consuming and how much of it we should be consuming for the Christmas season. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning, Doc.
Good morning, and thank you to having me again, and beautiful studio.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
It's a compliment that just keeps on going.
I like it. I don't need it for stop. I go good.
How are you doing, Doc?
I'm okay. I'm
Season's
happy to be here.
greetings.
It's the same.
I gather this time of year you're as busy as we are. Only you're in the medical field.
Well, we are busy, really. But as you say, today is a really important conversation, no? Because we are getting into Christmas and and New Year celebration, and I think so. Everybody needs to be conscious about eating, alcohol intake, and one important thing: driving.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. They all come together, and there's a certain responsibility that we have for our own physical well-being, as well as those who are our loved ones and other persons who are sharing public spaces with us, right?
Exactly.
I had a very important thought when we were having this discussion earlier about all of the different things to look forward to during this holiday, right? But I think in general, as people, we kind of overindulge, right? I think Belize in itself, we have high diabetes, high cholesterol, hypertension, and so forth. So we already have this issue. But for some strange reason, all bets are off during the holiday season, right? So what can we do to hold ourselves accountable, or to at least for us to have that thought in our heads to not overindulge over the holiday?
Yeah, it's a very challenge because it's difficult to tell someone to don't do this or don't do that. No? But I believe it comes to a realization that all of us need to be self-conscious about our medical issues. And of course, it's a time that, as you say, everybody indulges, and it's a period of time of overeating. I mean that we need to be conscious. And then traditionally, everyone wants to do his annual checkup at the beginning of the year, no?
After they've overindulged, after they've packed on those pounds and they pressure it through the roof.
Exactly. I mean that overall, I believe independently if we have or not any medical condition, we usually say that we need to have certain moderation in eating. No? Of course, we need to emphasize to those people that already have a pre-existing medical condition like diabetes, hypertension, congestive heart failure, because of the weather, people with pulmonary diseases, and also an important group of our population also suffer from kidney diseases. I mean, those are the most common that we call non-communicable diseases that we need to emphasize and trying to be more cautious about the eating, especially the salt intake. We need to be conscious of that, the amount of processed food that is also available.
But how do we, so certain tips for substitutions would be nice, because some persons will say, you know, it's not Christmas without these particular cakes, without these particular treats, right? We have these traditional ways of cooking our meals and so forth. So for that type of specific person or specific situation, what advice would you give them?
Yeah, the most important thing that we usually say is the size of the portions. No.
Okay.
It's very important that we need to be conscious about the size of the portion and trying to balance the eating, including other vegetables, lean proteins, and trying to use other, like in case of the sugar, trying to use some substitutes like for the sugar. It's challenge, no? But at the end of the day, we need to be conscious about heading into a complications.
You know what I think, Doc? There's a thing called willpower, right? Where it has a lot to do with self-control.
Yes.
So I go to April's house for Christmas as I do my rounds. And then April packs up my plate with a big slice of ham, a lot of stuffings with the turkey, cranberry, everything. Because everyone feels as if though because it's Christmas they need to give away and give a lot. And if you don't exercise willpower, you will tend to eat everything that's given to you. And some people, what they don't eat right away, they take home and they still have it. I'm saying all of that to say this, right? If you are predisposed or if you're dealing with certain health conditions and you don't exercise that sense of self-control, it's easy for you to fall into a situation where you'll have health complications after Christmas, right? What advice do you tell people who are either diabetic, but they go house to house and they collect all of these sweets and drinks and what have you? What do you tell someone who's hypertensive and they too will face their own complications as a result of a lack of willpower?
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, it's basically false in what you're saying. You know, we need to be very, very conscious.
Yes.
But it's difficult those days. No? I mean, but we need to definitely to emphasize that we need to have this will of control and trying to maintain the balance under the circumstances. No? Of course, everybody, as you say, everybody wants to give away, and everybody have an extra meal of food for everyone. But I think so. Everybody, especially the patient with medical conditions, need to realize that all this in excess, it can cause and end in a bad complication.
Right. So for persons that are diabetic and hypertensive and have high cholesterol and so forth, how often should they be visiting their doctor for checkups?
Well, it depends. No, if there are patients that are really well controlled, probably they don't need visits as often as someone who is just probably beginning with a new diagnosis, and then we need to trying to find the exact dosage and the exact amount of medication to regulate.
Okay.
There are some people that are well controlled and they probably don't need to be with the doctor like no more than 3 times during the year. But there are some others that they require some extra visits, especially if they are not well controlled. Okay. During those holidays, it's very important that everybody ensures that they have the right amount of medication. If they are planning to take a trip, to ensure that they travel with the medication they need, and especially patients with diabetes, that they and some of them are on insulin. They know that they need to have his carry the insulin with properly with ice packs and proper storage.
I think what perhaps often goes by understated, because when we talk about consumption during the Christmas season, we talk about food, right? And we talk about all these other issues that come from eating or overeating food, if that were the case. But I think one of the most critical parts of this conversation should be the focus on alcohol consumption during Christmas as well. It's the same thing, right? So if I go to April's house, April pulls out the black label, and I have to tell her, hey, I have another house to go, you can't drunk me at your house, right? But it goes on and on in that manner, where again, because people are in a spirit of giving whatever they have, it's easy for one to overdrink, so to speak. And not only does that create personal health issues, you're also not in your full senses when you're operating motor vehicles and other mechanical equipment, and it creates a danger for other people.
Yes, and this is timely, especially because the amount of accidents we are facing lately, and I think so we need to be take this very seriously. If we are planning to consume alcohol, don't drive. And if you are thinking that you're going to drive, then don't consume alcohol. Just like that, unfortunately, we put in danger not only ourselves that are driving, but also the people that are with us. No?
I have a very, I would like a detailed, because I always I wonder about this. What is happening in your body when you are consuming excessive amounts of alcohol? I know we intend to eventually, mess up our liver and whatnot, but in the moment when you are consuming too much alcohol, too much beer, whatever, what is happening inside?
Well, first of all, you will notice that people will react in a different way. Like you give alcohol to someone, and he's going to be the most the people with more talking in the room. No? Probably silent, but with an alcohol, he's going to be talkative. And the opposite. There are people with alcohol that are going to be quiet and very relaxed. I mean that it varies with people. But in any case, also we need to realize that there are people that are taking muscle relaxant, antidepressant, and a combination of all this with alcohol, it could be really bad. No? A lot of excitement. Of course, we are not fully controlled. We can have easily have problems with how we're going to act in the case of an emergency. I mean that it varies with people, really. People how they metabolize the alcohol is different.
But and that also comes with a sense of, like you said, control, right? Self-control. If you know that, listen, I'm not the one with the most high tolerance perhaps I shouldn't be consuming X amount of whiskeys a day, right? Or per sitting. For persons that are, for you say, on medication, and perhaps they shouldn't be consuming this type of stuff, how do you advise them to ensure that they're keeping away, or is it something that perhaps they need to take in moderation? People will still do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, the answer is, if you are in medication, the answer is you shouldn't drink alcohol. But in the case of that, you say, okay, I at least the minimal amount of alcohol. And again, please, and this is we are trying to stress on that. If you are consuming alcohol, don't drive, please.
Yes. You can't hammer that point home hard enough, because to sort of digress from the topic of consumption during this time of year, it's been alarming that when you look at the year 2024, the number of fatal road traffic accidents that have been recorded, and some would say speeding is a contributing factor. Others would say drinking and driving is another factor. Perhaps texting and driving, all of these other things. The point is, the numbers are extremely high for this year alone.
Yes.
It's almost at a point where, if not by now, RTA casualties have exceeded the murder rate in this country for 2024. As someone in the medical field, what are your thoughts on what you've been observing?
Well, that's the same. No, it's very unusual for this year. No, and then of course we usually say we need to promote programs for safety road, but also everybody who is driving, we need to be conscious about it. Everybody needs to play the role in that sense. I mean that if we are driving, trying to avoid texting because it's an important, trying to use your seatbelt because it's important, and of course the alcohol intake, and those days also we have many other mixes with alcohol, no?
Yeah.
That we need to be very conscious and cautious.
There was a conversation on social media after the tragic accident that was talking about perhaps maybe we should raise our age in drinking. Like the United States has 21. For us it's 18, and we have a lot of young persons that are not fully equipped to be driving already with a license, and they're intaking alcohol. I know it is a very controversial conversation. I'm not saying I agree or disagree, right? But we are talking about drinking and driving. We're talking about no self-control in consuming alcohol. And I don't know if age plays a factor.
So here's an argument,
right?
that if I could respond to what you're putting forward, right? If you move the drinking age from 18 to 21, in my opinion, you're still not addressing the issue of drinking and driving.
Okay.
I think that's the heart of the problem.
Okay.
So even if you probably would find in that it's not the 18-year-olds that are going to be involved in the RTAs anymore. It's the 21 and older, because you're still not addressing that issue. I think stiffer penalties would be where you go with that.
Okay.
In terms of, for instance, in the United States, DUIs are very, very serious charges, right? In Belize, I don't know how stringent those are, right? You don't get banned for a year or two from driving.
Your license taken away.
Your license taken away. You don't face a long jail time. So I don't know, maybe enforcement is the way to go, as opposed to simply saying, okay, well, let's push back the age.
Well, I think the conversation kind of came up because all of, notwithstanding the tragedy, but a lot of them were very relatively young persons, and I think that's why the conversation kind of went that direction. But for those of us that don't have that, they don't have that self-control, and I think that alcohol is an antidepressant, right? So we do consume a lot to quote-unquote feel better, but we're not necessarily doing ourselves any good. In fact, we're doing more harm than anything else. So for persons that come to see you, Doc, when it comes to alcohol intake, what is your advice?
Well, as I said, we have a different group of people. We have patients that definitely is no, especially those that have liver diseases. Patients with history of pancreatitis, they definitely is a no, because alcohol is the main reason for, especially for liver cirrhosis, and is one of the main causes for pancreatitis. I mean that in those cases we say alcohol is no for them. For other patients, well, we say, okay, trying to, as again, is moderation and trying to limit the intake. It's difficult to control, but that's the advice, no? And especially also is if patients are taking muscle relaxant, patients are taking antidepressant, then we know that could be a certain level of interaction with alcohol and those medications. I mean that if you're already taking muscle relaxant, you know that your reflexes are compromised, and plus alcohol, then it can even be worse. And if you are driving, you are not able to react in a situation of an emergency. Just to be conscious about it. No?
Yeah. And we know that where you're saying that we have to portion our meals and so forth, substitutes for certain persons that might not be able to consume certain foods?
Yes, as I'm saying, the groups of patients, especially patients with diabetes, we know that definitely they can have substitutes of sugar that are in the market, and patients with high blood pressure, with congestive heart failure, with kidney disease, then those in those situations, salt is very critical, no? In that we need to limit the amount of salt, and especially limit the amount of this processed food, canned foods that are available those days, no? And it's a challenge. It's a time of that we need to try to be a little bit flexible, but the advice is everything we do, we need to do it with moderation.
Indeed. Well, Doc, I have to say that I think that we will continue to have this conversation. I feel like for this particular time of the year anyway, we, like Isani says, we tend to overindulge, overconsume, overcreate, and distribute. You know, we want to give all of these different things. And hey, if somebody gives you a cake and you know you're not supposed to consume it, you could say thank you, but you don't have to consume it, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. I could give you a plate of food.
That's the willpower and the self-control,
right? But you don't have to. So I always feel like this time of the year is the year for leftovers. Like one ham and that'll last me like a good week, because I don't have to eat it all in one night, right? Or all in one sitting. But any final words, Doc, for our viewers before we end the segment today?
Well, just to everybody to realize and to recommend that you have an extra precaution. Make sure you have your medications if you travel. Make sure you rest well, especially if you are planning to drive a long distance. Make sure you take your rest enough, take your medications, and have a good one.
Thanks, Doc. All right, we are going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, it's all about the Kerwick Samuels gives the gift of toys. We're gonna talk to their foundation. Of course, we're gonna have some people on the couch with us with Kerwick Samuels to hear more about his toy drive for this holiday season. We'll be right back.
Hermine Vega. El Patio Grill has been using Belize Bank for over 25 years. We only use Belize Bank at our restaurant. That's why we were able to win this trip to Europe. I had never been to Europe. We found out it was Madrid and we were excited, and We went to this football match. The teams reached before the game and everybody was just outside, you know. You can't explain it. The noise just roared like 3 blocks down the street. But when you got in there and you saw 70,000 people in there, that was amazing. I couldn't believe it was happening. I had to pinch myself to make sure it was real, you know, because it's a one-in-a-lifetime experience, I'd say. My lucky plus one was my son. He's 18 years old, so he was really excited and he enjoyed it as well. He said it's his best trip ever, so it's a priceless experience that we got. Belize Bank has always been there for me. Whatever transactions or whatever I need to do, they're always there for me. I would recommend everybody to use Belize Bank. It's the oldest bank in our country and they continue to do their best.
What I would like to say to our Caribbean basin, we are living in times where we face challenges that come our way we have not prepared for. Sometimes we are not aware these challenges will appear, but they are here. What is important is all of us working together. From the family, there must be that support network.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Fulltech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price but stay for the service.
Christmas time, Channel 5, bringing joy to Belize. From the news desk to the great outdoors, we've been working to give you more. From morning shows to breaking news, serving the truth is what we choose. Oh, Channel 5, I'm on your side. Through every storm, we're your guide. With laugh, debates, and moments true, we share Belize in life with you. So raise your voice, it's Christmas cheer. We've got big plans for the coming year. Together we thrive, here's to Channel 5. Let's keep the magic of hope alive. We've got goals that shine so bright, like a Christmas star on a silent night. More content, stories, and tech upgrades. Oh, Channel 5, we're here to stay.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. Joining us for our second conversation, we have with us the Kerwick Samuels Foundation. They're in to talk to us about their toy drive for this holiday season. Joining us on set, we have Kerwick Samuels, who is the founder of the Kerwick Samuels Foundation. Good morning.
Good morning.
And next to him is his son and junior journalist, Cojac Samuels. Good morning, Cojac.
Good morning.
And we have PR and marketing personnel, Sheldon Samuels. Good morning.
Gentlemen, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having us today.
It's the Samuels Foundation. Let's talk about what your foundation is and what it represents and when you all got started.
Okay. So the foundation is a compilation of different young people that are pro-community, pro-country, and pro-people, especially pro-youths. And it started off with just a group of individuals just wanting to collectively come together and put their resources together for the betterment of the community. And we were, in previous years, we did toy drives in all over the city. We were back at Jungle, we were there, back at Martins, we were there, all over the place. So this year we're trying to focus it on a specific area that a lot of youths have said that they want to be able to get the assistance within that area and, you know, get the Christmas share within that area, right? So it started off with just a few of us. Now it's a lot of us. On the 21st of December, we're going to have our official toy drive in Port at the Port Loyola Library. So we have to shout out to the library. They have opened their doors and welcomed us. You know, and I love having it there because they have a lot of different activities that they have throughout the year for the young people and for the kids in that area. You know, so when it comes to, other than that, for the foundation, where we see ourselves next year, we see ourselves doing a lot more community-driven, you know, exercises for young people, and we're trying to let young people from that area gravitate towards helping in that area, like we were speaking about earlier. We want to divert from just the business community having to have all of the pressure of assisting or donating. So we're trying to look at, let's make the community assist or help groom or grow the community. Right?
So it's a foundation by community for community.
For community.
What brought you guys to this point? What planted a seed somewhere that says, hey, let's come together and do something for our community?
Okay, I think that when it comes to me personally, it has been something that I've been doing for a while, but I am not the type to really publicize things. Like sometimes I would, you know, for Christmas times, take stuff to the children at the children's home, you know, to the elderly, you know, or just highlight certain people that I know would need something. So it has always been something that I have been passionate about personally. You know, and I was blessed with the opportunity to find other people that share the same sentiments as me. So everyone is selfless on the team. You know, they come together, they work. You know, no one is getting paid, but they're still putting in the work like they're getting a salary. So I'm highly appreciative, and I know the young people that will benefit from something like this will appreciate it too.
I know you said it's not a family affair, but everybody on this couch right now is Samuels. So I do have to ask how you all have been engaged in this foundation. I mean, you even brought your son in on it as well. So let's hear from the PR manager.
Basically, what happened is we were just sitting, trying to come up with ideas as to how we could better tomorrow for the country, right? Along the way, Kerwick had brought along his vision, and he was able to not only put together a group that I think was tremendous, but also like spearheading the group and putting together everything that we needed. And it was just a set of minds coming together, working together, wanting to see a better community for our country for tomorrow.
How have you been working alongside you? I know your title is PR and marketing personnel.
My focus is actually on the social media aspect of the foundation. What I try to do is to run ads, run an ad campaign, try to get social media posts, reels, stories, things like that to market our foundation, to grow our audience and grow our followers for the future initiatives coming up now.
Okay.
What has that experience been like for you as someone who's behind the scenes on social media, but you're trying to garner public support for this cause?
It's a mix. Sometimes it's really easy because of the passion that you have for something like this.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's also challenging because it's a lot of long hours, a lot of strategic thinking, a lot of planning, putting in things into the right places in order to get the effect that you want. So it takes a lot of strategy, a lot of time, and dedication.
So why did we need a junior journalist on the team? Hi, Kejan. Tell us what you do at the foundation.
So I interview the children, and I am the Santa.
You're the Santa?
Nice.
You're not too small for be Santa though? No?
Never too small
You're
to
never
be
too
Santa.
young to be
Right?
Santa.
Yeah, he wants to be Santa, so we he agreed to interview the kids in a Santa suit. So
So you grow a beard and a belly by the end of the week? Yes? No?
No. Skinny Santa is in.
So what do you like most about working at the foundation?
I like to just hang out and give back.
How do you feel when you are giving back to kids that are your age?
I feel really thankful.
Yeah? How come?
Because I learned to give back. It's not about me, it's about everyone else.
Okay. And I guess this is what you want for your foundation, to instill this, right? How do you feel working alongside with your son?
Well, I feel blessed because, you know, he's always someone that shares at school. He's always someone that all of his teachers love because he's just a humble kid. So I have to say that God has blessed me with an awesome son, and it just works hand in hand with what we're doing here at the foundation. He's excited to see the other kids, you know, and that's what I appreciate about it, because like I told everyone on the team, you know, it's about the young people being able to realize that they have to give back, and they're the ones that will build up our community. So if he could think this way, it allows other young people and other kids to think this way as well, and that's something that will build up our country.
On a personal level, what's the sense of satisfaction that you get from an initiative such as this? It's a matter of being able to give of yourself and share your time with people who may either be less fortunate or people who may be in a position where they need your assistance. How do you feel at the end of the day?
I feel privileged because I believe that God has given all of us a specific and divine purpose. And I believe that through my chance and my opportunity to give back, it allows me to serve that purpose and serve, you know, the people that are less fortunate. You know, because we have a lot of people out here that are less fortunate that are giving back, that are giving. You know, and if I'm someone that I'm able to give back and assist, it allows me to be able to do what I'm supposed to do and serve my purpose here on earth, right? To assist everyone and give the resources, if I have the resources, to bless other communities and bless other individuals within that community, and that will also motivate them to do the same thing, right? Because that's what is happening. We started off, and now a lot of people, they want to donate, they want to assist. You know, in one day we raised a lot of different funds from just simply kids. Like we have Miss Vilma Dominguez, she's our project coordinator, and she is in the Belize River Valley area. And she goes to the schools sometimes, and when she's doing presentations, she goes to the schools and she would take in our donation jar, and the kids from those schools would raise a lot of different funds just to give back to the kids. You know, and that's a great feeling. So I believe that me being able to be the driving force behind a foundation and an initiative like this, it's the most purposeful part of life for me. Right.
So what can community members expect for this weekend?
All right. So for this weekend, on the 21st of this month, which is next week Saturday, we're going to be giving toys to numerous students from the numerous primary schools and preschools within that area. We already sent out tickets. because we allow the principals and the teachers, right, to be able to find the students that would be less fortunate in their schools. And they selected, I believe, 50 from all of their schools, from each schools, and they were able to send in those names, and we were able to fine-tune everything and send the tickets for them. So it's going to be not a inclusive type of event. Is going to be exclusive just for the kids that got tickets, right? Because we're trying to make it more organized. Those are some of the tickets up there. And we have different times in which different age ranges will come in. We're aiming at age 3 to 12, so we have age 3 to, I believe, 3 to 7, right? They're going to be coming in the morning, and we're going to be having the older kids, I believe age 8 to 12, coming in to the almost like midday, right? Just to get their gifts and stuff like that.
Okay. And for the entire process, right? You said that they have tickets and so forth. They come in, they present their ticket, they get a gift. Okay.
So they come in, they would present their tickets. First, they would have to register at the gate, because we're trying to get the community working together. So we want to know who from that community, which area they came from, in which we could be able, like, let's just say we're doing our cleanup campaign next year. So we want to know, like, all right, let's just say you will live in a specific area and you want your street to be clean, or the drains and stuff. We want to get volunteers from your area and from our team to be able to assist. So they're going to register first. After that, we're going to be having a short little ceremony. My sister is going to be hosting for that specific day. We're going to have storytelling, by different volunteers. They're going to be reading Christmas stories, because I really want literacy to be something that we're prioritizing, right? And then after that, they're going to be getting their gifts, and when they're finished with their gift, they have the access to do some face painting and some other games, right? So it's going to be fun-filled. I know the kids are going to love it. And I know some of the parents will appreciate that the kids will be able to get out and have a little bit of fun just before the Christmas too.
Yeah. Nice. And I would imagine that since kids are out of school right now, they need outlets, right?
A lot of energy,
Constructive things to do. But I do wonder, Kerwick, and we've been talking to other members for different charities and so forth that have been taking place throughout the holiday season, how you're able to maneuver community to come together. I know it's not an easy task, and it sounds like people are willing and able, right? But after this is done, how are you sure, or how do you ensure that the communities stay together and come back for this cleanup, for example?
Well, it's just about being able to, when you do an event, you have to be able to pinpoint certain things that you see within that community and listen to what is occurring in that community. And a lot of individuals within that specific community, they have voiced that, we want to build our community. We want to be able to have like civic pride and be able to look at our community and feel proud. So it's not a hard task when you have a lot of young people that want to, from that community, that want to participate. Because I believe once the young people start to be a part of it, the parents will fall in line and support as well. If my child wants to go out and support, definitely I have to go out and see what my son is doing and support it as well. So it starts off from the kids. And the kids are loving it. We had some volunteers. I was telling Shalon, we had some volunteers that were playing rock, paper, scissors and debating about who is going to be the big Santa, because he's a little Santa. Okay. We're going to have the big Santa there, right? Yeah. So these guys were they were going at it just to try to see who would be Santa, right? One of them won, and the rest said they don't mind being elves. I said, well, we'll see how it works out. But everyone is active, and these young people, they're about 13 to about 15 years of age. Right, they're practically young, so really young. So I believe that's how we're going to make the community come together.
Excellent. I am looking forward to this, to hearing more about your foundation. I would imagine that there's a lot more activities that you all will be doing next year, so forth. But just for our viewers, one more time, what they should be expecting on Saturday, and for those that have tickets, what time are they supposed to be there?
Okay, you want to go? I know what
the PR relations person has to talk.
So on Saturday we are going to start at 9 o'clock a.m. Registration starts at 8 at the gate. Once you have been entered into the compound, then we ask that everyone is seated quietly so that we could start the ceremony. After the ceremony, we will be having games and storytelling and face painting activities available to the kids, whereby after they could go and pick up their gifts, take a picture with Santa, you know, have some fun around the community, network, socialize, and just be a part of the community.
Library.
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
All right, and let's see if you guys are able to go to other communities next year. Is that the plan? Yeah.
Most definitely. Like, I want to be able to stretch it out, you know, to different communities like we've done in the past. But right now our focus is just within that community, because based on my experience, I've had a lot of young people that have come from that community, and they want to do different initiatives within that community. So once I start off with there, I believe that we could probably branch out, right? But I want the community, the youths from that community, to form something strong, so that when we branch out, they have something like strategic that they could work with.
And if persons want to volunteer, how can they get a hold of you?
Well, if they want to volunteer, they could get a hold of me. My number is 612-9748. They could also get in touch with Sheldon as well via our Facebook page. So you guys, you could go out and like the Facebook page. It's known as the Kerwick Summers Foundation on Facebook. For the 21st as well, we will be doing some giveaways on the Facebook page. So once you go on the Facebook page, we're going to be doing a post in this week about just mentioning what's your reasoning behind Christmas, what brings joy to you for Christmas, and we're expecting that people would share their family photos, you know, their nice Christmas cakes, Christmas cookies and stuff, just to be able to bring the season to life a little bit more. Right, so you go on the Facebook page, like and follow, and we'll work on that. But pretty much, if you want to get in contact, we have that's linked directly to our WhatsApp.
Wonderful. Thank you, gentlemen, so much, and best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're gonna take another quick break, and when we come back, it's all about Cojac's scrumptious rum Popo. You don't want to miss that conversation. We'll be right back.
Take control with My Social Security, your secure online account to manage all your social security information. To create a My Social Security account, you must be 14 years or older and have a valid email address. Visit the My Social Security self-service portal at ssbportal.org.bz. Click on Create Account. Enter your date of birth and phone number. Next, verify your email address to continue. To verify, simply enter your email address and click the Send Verification button. Enter the verification code sent to your email inbox to proceed. Next, create a password that meets the requirements. Enter the name and select the reason for your account. Then click Create. Your My Social Security account was successfully created. Your information security is our priority. If you have a social security number, click Link My SSN to link your social security number to your account and activate using the steps in your confirmation email. If you do not have a social security number, click Register with SSB. You are now ready to truly experience social security at your fingertips.
Coming up, it's the season for love, as this movement makes a difference for yet another year. The food we're serving, cocktails flowing, and the rhythms ongoing. Welcome everyone to a truly joyous edition of Caribbean Passport. It's all next on this station.
La 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 la. Ooh.
So tell me, do you feel it in the air? Time to spread the Christmas cheer. Singing Christmas time is here. It's my favorite time of year.
Hey, yeah.
Hi, hello. Bring your own Popo and come over. We got ham and turkey for the neighbor. Smell the fresh new paint and new sofa. Let's spread the joy together. So tell me, do you feel it in the air? Time to spread the Christmas cheer. Singing Christmas time is here. It's my favorite time of year. La 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 la, it's Christmas. Yeah, it's a Belizean Christmas. La 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 la, it's Christmas. Yeah, it's a Belizean Christmas. Take a trip downtown to see the Christmas lights. Gather around as the children smile. Staying up all night, hear the dynamite. See the flashing lights as we all unite. Let's celebrate together. The children are filled with laughter. Spreading love and cheer with my friends and family. Oh, it's a merry, merry Christmas.
This holiday season, we're keeping you connected to what matters to you most. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
Belize, get ready. In your kitchen, Belize Edition is bringing you simple, healthy, delicious meals made just for you. Join Chef Ainsley and our team of nutritionists as they show you how to turn local favorites into nutritious, tasty dishes. Plus, discover the amazing health benefits of everyday foods right from your kitchen. Join us every Monday at 7:30 p.m. on Channel 5 for healthier cooking that's easy and fun. Brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness, with support from Taiwan ICDF, making healthy cooking a Belizean tradition.
My name is Leomar Langzert and I'm a teacher and I bank with Belize Bank Independence Branch. What I enjoy is to see the features that the app offers. I have a sense of not having to worry or be concerned about somebody finding my password and username to sign in the application because of the use of the one-time password. And another feature that I love, that I use the most, is how the app synchronizes with my fingerprint on my device. I enjoy the rapid and easy, seamless process to apply for loans through the Belize Bank, and I don't have to be having too much back and forth to visit or take time to visit the bank. They also start to offer the online applications through the app for loan applications, which I believe is very neat. I would definitely recommend Belize Bank to other teachers because one of all the features and advantages that the app offer, with these online that Belize Bank offer, is basically everything that you can do in the palm of your hand. So I would definitely recommend the bank to other teachers.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connection. Pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! Tired of getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
It's Christmas time at Channel 5, bringing joy to Belize. From the news desk to the great outdoors, we've been working to give you more. From morning shows to breaking news, Serving the truth is what we choose. Oh, Channel 5, I'm on your side. Through every storm, we're your guide. With laugh, debates, and moments true, we share beliefs in life with you. So raise your voices, Christmas cheer. We've got big plans for the coming year. Together we thrive, here's to Channel 5. Let's keep the magic of hope alive. We've got goals that shine so bright, like a Christmas star on a silent night. More content, stories, and tech upgrades. Oh, Channel 5, we're here to stay.
Welcome back to our final segment here on Open Your Eyes. And of course, what a better way to end things off than none other than with Cojac's scrumptious rum popo. And we have Cojac on set with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure coming to share this.
This is the annual tradition.
Yep.
This is how we kick things off here on Channel 5 with Cojac's scrumptious rum popo for the holiday season.
Yes.
As he brought some flavors with us to try this morning. What do we have here on set?
All right, this morning we'll do the dark chocolate with peppermint.
Yes.
Yes, we do have some new flavors this year, but I said, I know the dark chocolate is your favorite, so I said, let me bring that and we'll do that this year.
Yes, okay.
Nice.
And I know you have some other ones that you've taken out that are already out in stock and so forth. What have you had out there?
So this year we have 7 flavors.
Okay.
So we have the original, the peanuts, which is a new flavor, one of the new flavors. Then we have the pumpkin spice, which is always a favorite. The dark chocolate with peppermint, the Ghirardelli white chocolate with hazelnut, as well as the full vegan line, no dairy, no soy, no gluten.
Okay.
As well as the other new flavor that we have is diabetic friendly, no sugar, no cane sugar. So it's made with Splenda.
Wow. Okay.
So we're making sure that we catch everyone, no one is left out in the Christmas season. Everyone could try something.
I feel like with Cojac, you always bring these different flavors. I'm not sure how you test them before you put them out on market. No, because there was
I have
one.
a bunch of testers. I have a bunch of testers that are yearly. They know that, all right, we're making something new. All right, then I'll drop them off and they're like, all right, well, you just need to tweak this or this is good. Or
because we never get the same flavors yearly, right? I remember one year you took out a keto.
Yeah, we did a keto one, and that wasn't a big seller. There wasn't much people that was into keto. Then we did a Granny Smith green apple a year, a sorrel a year. So and last year we did the pina colada.
You did, yes.
So the pina colada is good, but it's not as popular as the other ones that we kept. So we just kind of move it and mix it around.
What got you into rum popo in the first place?
Just casual stumbling into it. We had a Christmas party at work and I was tasked with bringing a drink. I know my mom and my dad made rum popo, so I just asked them what's the recipe more or less, and I tried it, and the first year it was a hit. The second year they asked for it again, then other persons wanted it outside of the party. So I'm like, well, I don't really have the time to do it, so they gave me incentive. We'll pay you for the bottle. So it just spilled off of that, and then we just continued and putting a brand and putting things together. So I have a full team behind me, so it's been very supportive, especially the family.
How long have you been in this business?
12 years.
12 years of making rum popo full time?
You're established. Yeah, during the season, 12 years.
Wow, indeed. Yes, you always see, you can't have Christmas without Cojac.
Exactly.
And I know you're not going to give away all of your secrets, but you are going to show us how you're making one of your
yes, one of the signatures.
Let's jump into that then.
Yes.
Sure, no problem.
I know he always did this, but we never get to actually witness the full thing because he done mix things already.
You know what? What I could do next time is switch positions.
Okay.
You stand here, and then I just give the instructions from here.
Yes, we'll do that next time. Okay, so what are you starting with?
All right, we'll start off with the sweetener, condensed milk.
Okay.
So when you're adding the sweetener, it's really based on just your preference and how much you want.
Yeah.
So for this particular mix, I normally put in extra sweetener because it's dark chocolate, and you know dark chocolate has that bitter taste, yeah. And you want it to be as rich as possible. And you don't want to leave anything out.
See, and this is why when you bring out certain ingredients like vegan, and I see all of this, I don't know what you're not putting into that rum popo.
So the vegan is just basically almond milk, chia seed, and we got a coconut vegan sweetener.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's just basically it.
Okay. And so now you're putting in the
evaporated milk.
Evaporated milk. So there are two types of milk. Condensed milk and then evaporated milk.
We just had a long conversation with Dr. Hidalgo.
All right, let's not discourage anyone from.
That's why we have the diabetic.
Okay, see, and that's where I was going with that conversation, because you have these other different flavors that cater to the needs of persons that are diabetic, probably have high cholesterol and so forth. So what do you substitute those ingredients with for the diabetic one?
Diabetic is just more diabetically friendly ingredients. So we use blender as a sweetener, and then you make sure you find something evaporated milk more based to use that doesn't have the sugar.
Okay.
All right, so we had the chocolate. Just now we're putting in the eggs now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the peppermint extra. It's just a little bit. You don't want it to be overbearing.
Okay. See, all of this looks so
your
simple.
favorite part is
yes, what kind of rum we have in there?
Dark rum.
Dark rum.
All right.
Oh my.
There we go.
See, just put all.
All right, sure. Yeah, happy Monday.
He brought it perfectly measured already.
Not necessarily.
You let the ancestors do.
Yep.
Okay,
whisper
great.
to me.
Let the spirits take over.
All right. So it's just a quick.
No ice yet?
No, we'll pour it over ice.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want, we could do it like a shake and then put the ice in if you want. But I just normally pour it over ice.
It's easier to pour over ice.
Yeah.
And that is how the magic is being made, right?
Yep.
Whole ninja.
Just want to make sure everything is properly mixed.
Even the industrial noise sounds Christmassy, right?
That way it sounds like your host right now, sure.
Yeah. Or like dips and other stuff that we use the blender for.
You know, I have family come over, and when they come over to the house, they're like, all right, it doesn't smell like Christmas because they're not making any rum popo as yet. So
they want to smell like cinnamon
they come in and say, all right, it smells like Christmas now.
The family gets special rum popo.
It just depends what they want. Either they grab something that's already bottled, or they would ask me like, all right, I don't want what you're selling everyone. What you're selling extra strong, or not what you're selling everyone. So I would just do something creative on the spot for them.
All right.
How do you come up with creative ideas in terms of trying different flavors and infusing it with the rum popo?
It's just, to be honest, sometimes it just comes to us. Maybe a family suggests, like, why don't you try this? Or, for example, we have already 2 flavors lined up for next year that just came to us this year. So it's just really suggestions from family, or it could just be something that I'm sitting at home and I see something on TV and I say, all right, why don't I try including that?
Yeah, because with this sorrel one, I would imagine why you took it out, right? Because that's very much in line with like Belizean Christmas. You have sorrel stout, you have sorrel wine.
I kind of have sorrel.
Yep.
All right, so this is the chocolate, dark chocolate with peppermint. Yep. Okay, look at that. So
it looks
pretty.
nice.
It looks very, very delicious. Okay, cheers.
Cheers, toast.
Toast.
Tastes nice too.
Yeah.
I could see the 2 types of milk make sense with the chocolate. Nice.
But see, I'm somebody that really like bitter chocolate, so I really appreciate that it's not overpowering, but you can still taste. It still tastes like rum popo.
You taste the rum in it?
But this is one of your sellers for this year.
Yes, that's one of the ones we're selling this year, as well as we have the other So basically I just have the 5 other than the ones that are more health conscious on display, which is the original, the peanuts, the pumpkin spice, the dark chocolate with peppermint, the Ghirardelli white chocolate with hazelnut. And we have the no sugar and the vegan.
Okay.
So it's 7.
And these are not the only sizes that you have,
No,
right?
these are the half-liter sizes. So the prices for these range from $17 to $25. Just depends on the flavor. And then we have the liters, which are $32 to $50. And we also do half gallons, different holiday bottles. We're about to put out a bunch of different holiday bottles that just check out the page, Cojac Sumptuous Rum Popo on Facebook. And you can see all that we have going on, any updates, any promotions, different attractive packages. So you can just go there. And if you want to order, you could always just order from the page or order at 632-2622.
Can we find Cojac in the stores?
We're working on it. We're working on it. We're working on it. We're working on it.
All right.
I think what is beautiful about this time of year, at least what I've noticed so far this year, is that you have so many different people in the market of rum popo that you have options unlimited.
Yes.
Right? And people are on social media promoting their own flavors and their brand and what have you. And a lot of people seem to be getting in on it as well.
No, I mean, each year, you wouldn't believe how many people come into it. Everybody want to try their hand at it and thing. And to be honest, we at Cojac Sumptuous Rum Popo, we just don't pay attention to what others are doing. We just try and make sure we keep with what we're doing and what has been successful over the years. And we just keep it forward. I kind of stayed away from stores. Personally, I do like the personal touch of delivering it to the customer and the customer calling and stuff like that. But it's
that's a very personal experience.
Exactly. So you know you're meeting the person that makes it, and you know exactly where it's coming from. It's not sitting on a shelf for a while. But as the business is growing, you do have to look at different avenues to get it more available to customers. So we're working on it.
But I think what you have different from everybody else is that it's not just original rum popo, right? There are all of these different flavors, and it's clear that you're catering to the diet restrictions of other people and so forth. So, I mean, I always appreciate it. I did try the vegan one that year, and it was good. Will I become a vegan? No, but I will tell you to try this.
It's an option. It's an option.
Yes.
I mean, the thing is, it's a simple business model. I mean, you don't want to leave anyone out.
I like that.
You have to try and see what works for you, right?
Indeed.
Exactly.
So one more time for persons that want to get a hold of you to order. Do you have orders still that persons can still order?
I mean, we could order. Listen, we do deliveries up on Christmas Day as well.
Wow.
If it is that you're having a Christmas meal and you run out, and I literally get calls on Christmas Day coming to Rum Popo, and I do it. And we also have our shakes coming out soon, so look out for the shakes probably this Friday. So it's the same thing when you said you were blending the ice. So we add ice cream, and whipped cream, and we do shakes.
Okay.
So contact us, Cojac Sumptuous Rum Popo on Facebook and Instagram, as well as you could hit us up at 632-2622.
Wonderful, Cojac. Well, thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you for my scrumptious rum popo for this morning, the dark chocolate and peppermint.
Yes.
All right.
Might I add before we leave?
Sure.
This is good stuff.
It is good stuff. I recommend it.
Yes.
But thank you all. We're going to take another final break, and we'll be back to wrap things up. We'll be right back.
I'm the coordinator of the Benga House of Culture niche. Before the Belize Bank online service, I had to travel to San Ignacio because we don't have a Belize Bank branch in our community. Now with the service, I can conduct my transactions at the office, at the comfort of my home, just anywhere in the world. It has made my life much easier. I would recommend the Belize Bank digital services to everyone and anyone. It gives you back your time, it's highly reliable, it's available 24/7, and it just makes your life easier. Christmas time at Channel 5, bringing joy to Belize. From the news desk to the great outdoors, we've been working to give you more. From morning shows to breaking news, Channel 5, I'm on your side. Through every storm, we're your guide. With laugh, debates, and moments true, we share beliefs in life with you. So raise your voices, Christmas cheer. We've got big plans for the coming year. Together we thrive, here's to Channel 5. Let's keep the magic of hope alive. We've got goals that shine so bright, like a Christmas star on a silent night. More content, stories, and tech upgrades. Oh, Channel 5, we're here to stay.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected.
We're connected. Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added on for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime Bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, get the Binge Watchers Bundle with Netflix add-on for only $28.13 more. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
In this season of joy, celebration, and spreading love, let us make sure that we keep the spirit alive by making responsible choices. Plan ahead and designate a sober driver before the celebrations.
Here are some tips to ensure a safe and joyful holiday season.
If you've been drinking, don't drive. Encourage friends and family to make responsible choices. Look out for each other. Report suspected drunk drivers to your nearest law enforcement immediately.
This holiday season, let's make memories that last a lifetime. Let's ensure that everyone arrives home safely.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. We want to say a big thank you to all of our guests for stopping by and having the conversation with us this morning. We also want to say a big thank you to you, our viewers, for joining us and starting your morning here with us on Open Your Eyes. It is December 16th, and we do have a birthday shout out this morning. Actually, it's one of our very own News 5 family members. I want to say a happy birthday to
Hipólito Novello, aka Polo.
That's what I call him. See, I may know he as Hippo for a long time. I met him in college. Okay. Happy birthday, Hipólito.
There he is.
We hope you have a wonderful birthday today, my fellow Sagittarius brother.
The man has a day off today.
You know, I don't blame him. It's his birthday.
Either he's recovering or he's about to set it off, right?
Either way, we hope that you have a wonderful day, Polo. We wish you lots of love and blessings on your special birthday.
I will put you on the spot today, April. Tomorrow is your birthday. Oh. You won't be on the couch with me tomorrow.
No, I will not be on the couch.
So I will say happy birthday to you in advance as well, right?
Thank you very much, Isane. And if it is your birthday today, we want to say happy birthday to you as well from all of us here on Open Your Eyes and Channel 5. And if you have a birthday shout out or just a question or a comment, you can drop us a line right here at oie@channel5belize.com. You can also catch our live stream every day on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ and check out all of our highlights on Instagram at OYE Belize. And of course, do us a favor and join us again tomorrow when you open your eyes.
To start your morning right.
Be sure to keep your eyes, your minds,
and your hearts open.
We'll see you soon, Belize. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.